This evening, we want to take a quick moment and celebrate a very special individual to Tulip Time. To do that, I want to invite a fellow board member, but also my friend, Tim Bremen, to join me on stage.
Thank you, Ada. I understand that with the right donation that Jody Arkowski and Nathan Box and Stacy Campice and I will do a dance. But that is not on the agenda this evening. So we interrupt your programming for this service announcement. Throughout history, hats have been worn and used by in many different purposes. In different weather, hats are worn for warmth in cold and protection from the sun. In the military, hats are worn for uniformity and safety. In fashion, hats are accessories and make a statement. At parties, hats are for fun and for laughter. Hats help us identify a culture, nationality, and even position in the workforce. In festivals, such like Tulip Time, hats help distinguish provinces of the Netherlands. Hats continue to change throughout history. In different circumstances, hats are removed. Times of celebration such as graduation, hats are thrown in the air to say, "Well done, we're excited for our future." In churches and in courtrooms and in schools, hats are removed as signs of respect. At funerals, in my work, hats are removed to honor the deceased. And when meeting a queen or greeting a lady, hats are tipped as a way to say hello and good day. Tonight, we take a moment to recognize the many hats that Gwen Alwerda wears each week. Gwen graciously serves our community as a vision caster, a fundraiser, a motivational speaker, an operations manager, a collaboration advocate, a human resources director, a tulip planter, a party planner, and numerous other roles. As executive director of Tulip Time, the 2020 festival will be Gwen's 10th Tulip Time. Although there are many ways to count how long she's been serving, her actual work anniversary starts in March, but the festival this coming year is her 10th, and so that's what we're choosing to celebrate this evening. Tonight, we want to say thank you and to celebrate her leadership of the Tulip Time Festival. Gwen, we are grateful for you, and we'd ask that you would come to the stage at this moment.
This was not in the script that I saw.
Okay, you're not talking right now. This is me. This is all about me. Oh, it's about you.
It's all about you. Right, it's all about you.
Our community is blessed to have you as a servant leader of Tulip Time. We celebrate you and your unwavering commitment to our community. And so in the theme of hats, we say, hats off to you, and we applaud you.
Lights are dim and that light's bright. So I hope you're all having a great evening. So let's continue with our program. So tonight we are here for a variety of reasons, one of which is to celebrate our Join the Dance initiative. And I would like to invite up to the stage Chris Behrens, the costume director at Harlem High School, and Bree and Sammy. Come on up, girls and ladies. What'd you say, Chris? You're the dance director? Oh, you're really cool, the dance director. Of course, come on over. So we're here for our Join the Dance fun this evening. I would like to introduce you to Bree and Sammy. And how long have you guys been dancing?
This is my second year dancing. This is also my second year.
Your second year, that's awesome. And what did you do for a costume last year?
I did the...
You borrowed one.
Oh, yeah.
One of Chris's.
Yeah, I kind of had to piece mine together and borrow one for Chris.
Is there something wrong with that? Yes. So this year, both of these lovely ladies are getting a costume from Join the Dance Fund. Isn't that great? So, tell me, what did it mean to you when you heard that you could get a costume of your own through this fund?
I was really excited because I didn't have to worry where I was going to get my next costume. So it put a lot of stress away and I could just focus more on dancing.
That's awesome. I don't know how to dance. Chris keeps threatening to teach me, but I think I have 2 left feet. How about you?
I was mind blown because, the cost can be so expensive, and to know that I can focus more on learning the dance instead of where I'm going to get my costume and how I'm going to get it made, that was just super relieving, and I was super mind blown.
That's great. And what does it mean to you to give something back to the community through participating in Dutch Dance and Tulip Time?
Honestly, I think just doing this is a super fun way to give back to the community, and seeing all these tourists that come by and just having these people walk up to us and ask questions and take pictures. It's just super heartwarming to me, and I think it's a super fun and easy way to just give back to the community and also just be a part of it.
And how about you, Bree?
Yeah, it's a good way to be a part of the community and just help out and have a nice day and stuff.
That's awesome. So why don't you give them all a round of applause? Thank you. So this is what Join the Dance is all about. And I just love that. And I love the opportunity to learn about all the kids that get to benefit from your generosity to help us put Join the Dance together. And so thank you so much. Again, this evening, this is a fundraising event, and we appreciate all of you for being here. So 2020 is the 50th anniversary of Alumni Dutch Dance. Again, I go, who knew, right? I don't go back in the archives, but my team does. And they said, Gwen, this is the 50th anniversary. And I said, well, we have to do something special. So I started researching, where did Join the Dance, or where did the whole alumni process start? Well, it started with Jim Vanderpool, who wanted to do a reunion of former alumni dancers, and he invited women from 1953 to 1968 high school classes that he had graduated to say, why don't you come on and dance? So he had over 50 people that showed up and danced in April for practices. Well, Ann Mulder was leading that group. Where's Ann? I can't see you because of the lights. Where's Ann? She's over here. Ann Mulder led that group. And after she decided to do something different, both Biz and Pat, many of you know them, led Alumni Dutch Dance for 45 years. They have, thank you. Neither of them could be here tonight. And then when they retired, Nicole Prince took over, who you just saw up here. She's currently also leading the alumni group and the Holland High School group. Go Nicole, that's awesome. So we decided that, you guys have done such a great job, and it's the #1 thing that visitors come and see during Tulip Time. And of course, all the locals and friends and family all show up to have junk food and come and watch a Dutch dance performance, which we have over 50 of them during the week of the festival. So I want to know if both Ann and Nicole would come step forward here so I can see you, because I can't see you from back there. We would like to honor and celebrate you by asking if you would be the Grand Marshals of our Wednesday Volks Parade for 2020. And will you accept that challenge? Yes, she will do it. I now have a closet in my house that's full of Dutch costumes, and I make a new one every year. And they go, "You just like to dress up." And I go, "Well, yeah, I do." So I'm as into the Dutch costume process as they are, and it's a very fun thing. And so I thank you so much for the dedicated hours that you put in. Do we have other Dutch dance costume or dance directors here this evening? Yes! Raise your hand because we can't see you. Say thank you to all of them and the countless hours that they put in. New this year, which is part of how this event got started, is a partnership with the Holland Area Arts Council and a visual arts exhibit that will be at the Arts Council the week of Tulip Time. We will have the costume to show, Klompen Garden winner, the winner of the poster festival artwork, and all the top 20 will be at that show, along with the Dutch costumes. So many of our visitors say, "Wow, how do you get these costumes? They're so intricately designed and sewn," and they absolutely are. And we are excited to have all 4 of these visual art elements at the Holland Area Arts Council as a new display called the Visual Arts Exhibit at the Arts Council. So we thank the Arts Council for their partnership with us in this event, and we are excited and are, how do you get 700 Dutch dancers on the street the week of the festival? It's a pretty amazing thing. So we want to show you what goes into creating a new costume and sewing a costume, because it's a pretty intricate thing. And if you don't know how that works, take a watch.
I'm the costume director for Holland High School. I love to dig through books. I've gone through the library, through the Holland Museum looking for patterns. I actually found one. It's called the Hindelopen, and I absolutely fell in love with this. And I thought, how in the world could we ever find something like this out on the streets in Holland, Michigan for our festival? And it really turned into a passion, because the researching side of it is so much fun. Just trying to figure out, how do we get it from a picture to the costumes? You have to start kind of figuring out what are the different pieces. How many pieces do you want to try to incorporate? Once we have determined as costume directors what it is that we want this costume to look like, what the pieces are, how we put this thing together, then we go and we look at, how do we make these patterns? These aren't patterns that you can just go out and buy. We literally have to make every pattern. It's a lot of trial and error, a lot of cut up bed sheets. We want to make sure that we're keeping these costumes, while we're keeping them authentic, we're keeping them as simple as we possibly can. And so after we have all of that research, then I made prototypes. We want to see a sense of uniformity in our costumes. We want them to represent a certain era, and we want them to maintain that authenticity. It's a very time-consuming process. From the beginning, from the very first initiative of looking at that little picture and saying, wow, I would really love to make that costume, to seeing it on the street with the Hindelopen, it took a little over 2 years of research and playing around with the pattern pieces and making the prototypes and just trying to figure all of that out. Some costumes, it takes longer. The costumes that we really work on the patterning for are the costumes that are used by our dancers. I would say there's probably maybe 150 costumes that were made last year. Every costume is custom made to that dancer and to that dancer's specific needs. There is nothing like walking out on the street and seeing someone that you've made a costume for, and they're so proud of how they look and how it wears and how they can dance in it. There is no other feeling like that. It's amazing.
So thank you so much to 13 on Your Side for producing this lovely video, and to Chris Parents for the countless hours you put in with costumes, students. We love you. Tonight, you also had an opportunity to view our raffle quilt for 2020 out in the lobby. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you. The proceeds of that raffle go to Living Threads Ministry and Love Sows Ministry. And also on display tonight are the People's Choice winners over here to my left from 2019. We have usually around 100 quilts that are part of this show at the Arts Council, and you will have an opportunity to vote for your favorite this year in 2020 as well. The quilt show was put together with totally volunteers, and we are so excited to have Colleen Decker and Sally Leap with us here tonight. Where are they at? Let's have you raise your hands because I can't see you. Say thank you to them. We appreciate the dedication of this group of volunteers who work year after year to put together a fabulous quilt show. Did you know that the artwork you see in front of you tonight and all the Klompin shoes are for sale? They are. If you see Mary Sundstrom, you can buy a piece of the Holland Tulip Time treasures and take it home with you after the festival. We have sold tonight already, I think, 4 of our festival artwork posters, and so they're still available. Check out Mary Sundstrom's table out at the front if you're interested in purchasing any of this beautiful artwork. Our public art project is back again this year, the Klompin Garden. We had 45 pair last year, representing 90 years of Tulip Time. We decided to do this again because it was so well received by the public. So this year we have 20 pieces of beautifully decorated Klompin shoes. These will be on display at Window on the Waterfront this year, and the talent is just incredible in what these artists have put together. I cannot wait to see them all installed. If you're a Klompin shoe artist, can you stand or raise your hand? We'd like to say thank you for your dedication to the art you produced. So now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's see who the jurors' pick is for our Klompin Garden winning pair of shoes. This year, the winning shoes are To Grandpa with Love from Jerry and Karen Klukos. There's quite a story about these shoes. Karen's grandpa was an avid roller skater, and it didn't take long for him to ask to have a pair of his Klompin shoes turned into roller skates. And you can see a picture of him roller skating during Tulip Time up on the screen. Their submission is designed after his original Klompin shoes, and Jerry was a skateboarder and extreme sports enthusiast. He was quite thrilled with Karen's idea to recreate her grandfather's skates. It is such a great, inspiring story and a way to honor him with this project. Would you please come forward and meet Julia at the front to get some wonderful tulip flowers? The festival artwork competition is in its 10th anniversary in this current format of a contest. We had 110 submissions from 60 artists this year, and our juror, John Berry, narrowed the submissions down to 20. That was really a hard task. So I would like to share the winning piece for 2020 with you. The winning artist has lived in West Michigan her entire life, this being the first time that she has entered the festival artwork competition. Reminiscent of a block quilt, the stylized pattern is a translation of the Dutch dance costumes. Please join me in congratulating Erin Lowe as the 2020 festival winning artist. I will tell you, we selected this piece before it dawned on us that it was the 50th anniversary of Dutch dance. So this is really appropriate, and we're excited about that. Our merchandise has arrived. Check out the screen for the really cool things we have. We've got mugs and ornaments and stickers and new things that even came in today that we don't have a photograph of that I am so excited about. Some of these things are on sale tonight out in the lobby, and everything else is on sale in our office starting tomorrow. We have also heard from artists that it's really difficult to get the prospectus for this process in July and have to paint tulips and submit them by October. Well, one of our artists said to us, "Can we get this earlier?" We're like, yeah. So we're gonna put the prospectus out in April and let you all paint tulips while they're blooming. Right? I mean, this is one of those duh moments. We all go, why did we not think of this before? So we will have this event in the fall, sometime October, November of 2020 for the 2021 festival year. And merchandise will be available for Christmas. We will do our entertainment announcements in an evening similar to this. But I hope that there's an inspiration for all of you in looking at the beautiful tulips that the City of Holland plants and all of our attractions, that you can find an inspiration to do something similar or different in your thought processes as artists and for both the festival artwork as well as our new public art project yet to be announced for 2021. So this evening will continue with coffee and dessert out in the lobby. You can still get raffle tickets for the Waterway Cruise, the quilt raffle, and I think there's still some bottles of wine left. I can see them over a few people's heads in the back. So please go ahead and enjoy the evening in fellowship with one another. And if you have any extra tokens left, our Dutch dancers that are here this evening will be happy to help you get your coats, and you can tip them, and that money will go into the Join the Dance Fund as well. A few logistics as we finish the evening. If the winning artist could stay up here for some photos and media interviews, I would appreciate that. If all of our festival artwork artists would come to this side of the stage, we'd like to get a group photo. And if our Clump and Garden artists would go to this side, we will get a group photo of you as well. So thank you so much for being here tonight. 2020 is going to be a wonderful tulip time, and I thank you so much for your attention. Have a great night.